He does? Okay, so thank you, H-Man.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That is a 15K shift total, though.
Yeah.
You're right.
Okay, we're gonna do this in about 4 or 5 minutes because
The short version.
Yeah, if Dawn Guard shows up, then they're gonna like want to move in and
We
do
need
their own thing
the
too.
essentials.
Call us up if you need us.
Right. So we have
Conspiracy 2,
We
the
have 3
aristocrats.
rules. There's a lot more rules to think of in improv, but the 3 basic ones that really get you rolling is it's no blocking, no wimping, and no
2,
steamrolling.
Conspiracy 5, what happened to Conspiracy 4?
You can think of no blocking in an alternate way. You can think of no blocking because we try not to say no's in improv, but I mean that comes up.
Conspiracy
Instead,
2,
what you have is a lot of
revenge.
yeses. So when I say no blocking, you don't want to block an offer. If I'm like, man, I'm having a lot of fun on this farm.
Conspiracy 2, Noi 2.
That's a very, very straightforward block. Instead, it'd be like, you want to always accept what's going on. So I've been in endowment here. I've said, goose and gallons. So instead, if I say, man, I'm having a lot of fun on this farm.
Yeah, but we're in the moon.
That's still a block. In a way, he's well, actually, no, you didn't say yes, you built. Damn, that's right, you didn't block. I'm sorry.
He next level you.
That's advanced.
Okay, so here's the thing. Man, I have a lot of fun on this
Conspiracy
farm.
2, it's Conspiracy 4.
Well, we're not. No, oh, fuck.
Yes, don't say anything.
We do this all the time.
I know, right? Man, having a lot of fun working on this farm. Establish more about the farm, right?
We're doing blocking, though.
I thought the fields
Right,
were over
well,
there.
you're trying to block me.
Yes,
I'm
that's
sorry.
what I'm
Yes,
trying to
that's
do.
the problem, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so so the thing is that if you just come right out and say no, or if you change the reality, if it's kind of like, if I'm like, yar me matey, let's go take over whatever.
Yeah, buddy, we can do that.
That technically is, yes, we can, but it's not very interesting, right? But he actually accepted what I had to do, but he doesn't sound much like a pirate. He just kind of like, yeah, I'll go along with that.
Now, would it work if you, as you said, change the reality? It's like you said.
If I said, yar me matey, let us go shiver me timbers.
Okay, Joey, you've had like 5 or 7 or 10 too many. Let's get you home.
So, because Alex took what I established as the reality in the scene, and he said, I'm going to break that reality and say something else is going on, that has now thrown me off of where I was planning on going. I've already endowed the scene with the idea that we are pirates, and we might be pirating and doing pirating, and now Alex has decided that, no, you're drunk, we need to take you home. That's how that is. So you don't want to do that. What you want to do is if it's like, hey, you know, I got my fishing rod. Let's go fishing.
Oh, I got this bucket.
Yeah, perfect.
You need a bucket for fishing, right?
Yes, you absolutely need a deep bucket.
It has a hole.
Conspiracy
in the
2.
We're gonna have to get a different
6.
bucket.
There is no conspiracy.
Look over there. Hey, I got a new bucket.
Oh, great. That's pretty much a good way to get going on that. So then wimping is the other thing. Oh,
Conspiracy 2.
Bucket.
Yuvan Etniaj.
So the second rule is no wimping. If I'm in a scene with somebody and I give an endowment, like I say we're in a certain location, if it's like
Conspiracy 2.
like
Fireball
Ben actually
can't melt
earlier
steel
he's like,
beams.
yeah, we're doing the same thing. He's repeating the same thing that came up. What Ben did when he said, and we're on the moon, I said, oh, that's a block. I'm like, no, I was wrong. That wasn't a block. That was accept and build. We were having a good time on the moon. I screwed this up. So we were having a good time
in a blimp full of cats.
on a farm, and he says, yeah, this farm on the moon is fantastic. That's accept and build. Wimping is when you accept what's happening. So you like, you want to go bowling tonight?
Yep.
That's a wimp. Now, it doesn't seem like it should be. He accepted what it was that happened, but
it's not interesting.
Exactly. He didn't go anywhere, because now it's like, do you want to go bowling tonight?
Let's go super bowling.
Let's go super bowling. I agree. Because I'm tired of holding a normal bowling ball. Let's put ourselves in giant bowling balls and knock over people.
I think we should go a step further, and we should roll those into cannons and fire them at battleships.
Agreed. We'll put ourselves in balls and... Okay, yes, exactly. So now we are building... And now, if you build too fast...
Well, you run out of ceiling, right?
Exactly, yeah. Because you're constantly raising the stakes. And accepting and building, the idea is that you want to raise the stakes in what's going on. We are trying to get into trouble, and we're also trying to raise the stakes. If you raise too fast, you can end up with a problem that's like steamrolling, but steamrolling specifically, when we talk about that, like no steamrolling, what we're actually saying is something like this. Hey man, let's go fishing, because my wife gave me this new fishing rod and she wanted me to get out of the house anyway, and I've been meaning to catch a lot of salmon. And I know you like salmon, but I know that your wife is down on you eating salmon because she doesn't like that you have this problem with your stomach when you're trying to digest. And then she told me about this the other day, which I thought was a little weird because I was only over there trying to pick up like some sugar so that my wife could make a pie with it. That's steamrolling. Yeah. I put a whole bunch of things on a shelf, and none of it was that important that it had to all get out at the same time. Exactly. Exactly. You're spamming a whole bunch of things. So when we say accept, then we say accept and build. Build with only one offer. Give the person you're talking to a chance to respond.
Yeah, so they're going to do.
Yeah, so be like, hey, let's go fishing.
Let's go super fishing.
Let's go super fishing because I'm tired of using normal rods. I want to use rods made out of like spent carbon from nuclear reactors.
Yes. That's not how nuclear reactors work, but let's find some anyway.
Agreed.
Okay. You know what? Let's just use uranium fishing rods.
Uranium fishing rods.
I love it. Because then we'll get the super fish.
Yeah, the really big fish that you can't even catch.
You don't actually have to catch them. You just wave it over the pond. They all float to the surface.
Exactly. And then we eat them and gain their powers.
Yes.
And become mermen.
Yes. And then people will fish us. That doesn't sound so good.
Let's do it anyway!
Yeah!
That's kind of the thing. So that's how you would do that. No blocking, no wimping, no steamrolling. Instead, accept what's happening. Just be like, yes, I'll let that come to me, whatever. Give one thing back. Accept and build. Give another idea back so that you can endow something else, or you can say, here's where we need to go. But only give one more thing back, because then you both are working off of each other. And
it's like ping pong.
It is. And what's fun about it, though, is that like when we're playing ping pong, we're both trying to beat each other, right? But the thing is if we could play it another way, where it's like, how long can we keep the volley going?
Yeah.
And that's really what you're trying to do. And you might be like, oh, you know what I want to do is I am confident enough in what the person across from me is doing that I'm going to set him up for like a really easy shot. And then he's going to do like a massive shot, and I'm going to have to receive it and toss it back to him. And then what he'll do is he'll set me up. And what we're trying to do is make each other look better than the other person. Sometimes we fall apart because part of it is
turns out
you get up there and you think of a really good gag, and so you'll do the gag. And it's very tempting, and I do it all the time because, of course, it's tempting. You just do it. But when you're performing a scene, if you can bat it back to the other person and give them the setup so they can deliver the same gag, that's like one-word story. We were doing this the other day, and you'd said that, you know, as we were having a lot of fun doing the one-word story,
Conspiracy too.
You had said it felt like we were both trying to like stick each other with having to come up with a goofy word or something bad or whatever. And the way I was doing it the entire time was, I have an idea of where I want to go. If I give Alex a word, let's see what he gives me back. And if he gives me back the word I'm expecting, then that's easy on me. If he doesn't, then I have to come up with something. So be ready to be flexible. And so as you threw me that, why do you write him so stupid, Kathleen?
It's cold as ice.
So that's part of it too, is that you want to give to the other person, be like, if you get back what you're expecting, then great, but also be ready to move in a different direction. If we were playing one-word story and not actually listening to each other, it'd be like, you know, one morning while I was lobster, which is my favorite example.
I bananas.
Yeah, I bananas.
Into fart.
My
butt
makes
nose
awful
troublesome.
See, it doesn't go anywhere because we're trying to just kind of break this up. So that's pretty much it.
Close.
Improv is a few simple rules. Develop those simple rules, and you know, you practice those rules. We don't practice that much, as we should practice.
You know, we should.